July 23, 1943. Wright Field, Dayton, Ohio. The nerve center of American air power. Inside Hangar 4, Master Sergeant Red O'Malley of the T-2 Intelligence Division stands before a shape draped in canvas. It's a war prize that has just completed a perilous secret journey across the Atlantic. What O'Malley is about to uncover under that tarp won't just surprise him, it will shake the foundational beliefs of American aviation engineering. For the first 2 years of the air war over Europe, one German machine had single-handedly shredded the Allied playbook. The Focke-Wulf 190. This wasn't just a fighter plane. It was a revolution. When the Butcher bird first appeared over the English Channel in August 1941, it sent shockwaves through the chain of command. British Spitfire pilots, previously the undisputed kings of the dogfight, reported the impossible, a German radial engine fighter that outran, outclimbed, and outgunned them. Even the Luftwaffe's general of fighters, Adolf Galland, knew exactly what they had. After his first test flight in 1941, his assessment was brutal and direct. It is like moving from a Volkswagen to a Porsche. The numbers were terrifying. Powered by the massive 14-cylinder BMW 801 radial engine, cranking out 1,700 horsepower, the 190 could hit 425 miles per hour on the deck. Its teeth were razor-sharp, 2 fuselage-mounted machine guns and 2 20mm cannons in the wing roots. But the FW-190's true lethality wasn't in its top speed or its firepower. It was hidden deep inside the cowling. A secret that American pilots flying the P-40 Warhawk or the P-38 Lightning couldn't comprehend, until we got our hands on one. If you can name another legendary radial engine fighter of World War II, drop it in the comments below. June 1942. The breakthrough we needed came from a German mistake. Oberleutnant Armin Faber of Jägerschwader II, disoriented after a dogfight over the Channel, mistook the Bristol Channel for the English Channel. Thinking he was landing in occupied France, he set his pristine FW-190A-3 down at RAF Pembrey in Wales. He handed the Allies the keys to the Luftwaffe's castle. That specific airframe was studied in Britain, then crated and shipped here, to the Foreign Equipment Evaluation Center at Wright Field. When American test pilots finally took it up, the reports were unsettling. The roll rate was violent. The visibility? Perfect. But it was down in the engine shop where the real story unfolded. Master Sergeant O'Malley, a veteran mechanic who could rebuild a Pratt & Whitney R-2800 blindfolded, began the teardown. He knew American radials. He knew the complex dance of rods, lifters, and superchargers. He expected to find advanced German engineering. Instead, he found something that looked like witchcraft. The fuel injection system of the BMW 801 was unlike anything in the U.S. inventory. It was fully automated. O'Malley pulled out a mechanical device known as the Kommandodraht. Literally translated, the command device. While American engineers were still debating manual versus automatic mixture, BMW had built an analog computer. O'Malley disassembled the Kommandodraht piece by piece. It was a masterpiece of clockwork precision. 72 individual components. Cams, springs, valves, and oil-filled diaphragms. All working in perfect synchronization. This mechanical brain processed data on air pressure, temperature, engine RPM, and throttle position in real time. This was the game changer. In the FW-190, the pilot had one power lever. Push forward for power. Pull back to slow down. The Kommandodraht did the rest. Think about what that means in a dogfight. In AP-47 Thunderbolt, or AP-40, an American pilot was a juggler. In the heat of combat, with G-forces crushing him, he had to manage the throttle, the fuel mixture, the propeller pitch, the supercharger settings, and the cowl flaps. One slip-up in cockpit management? You foul your spark plugs. You over-rev the prop. You blow a cylinder head. While the Yankee pilot was fighting his own engine, the German pilot simply slammed the throttle forward and focused entirely on the kill. O'Malley documented every inch of the device. His report, stamped secret, was rushed to Detroit and the major aviation plants. The analysis was clear. The Germans had automated the workload out of the cockpit. We tried to clone it, but the Kommandozierat was the result of 5 years of Bavarian R&D. American prototypes based on the design were too complex, too expensive, and too delicate for mass production. Type Kommandozierat in the comments if you're seeing this engineering marvel for the first time. While we studied the tech, the FW-190 continued to butcher our bombers. During the daylight raids of 1943, the 17 flying fortresses faced waves of these fighters, now upgunned with 30mm cannons and rockets. To the Luftwaffe, it was the ultimate workhorse. Stable, rugged,
deadly.
An average pilot in an FW-190 became a dangerous adversary. A dangerous pilot became an ace. The American response came in 2 forms. First, sheer performance. The arrival of the P-51 Mustang and the improved P-47 Thunderbolts finally gave us airframes that could match the 190 in speed and altitude. Second, we started catching up on automation. Not with a single brain like the BMW unit, but with subsystems. Pratt & Whitney introduced automatic manifold pressure regulators. General Electric perfected the turbo-supercharger controls on the P-47. It wasn't as elegant as the German solution, but it let our boys keep their eyes outside the cockpit. As aviation historian Richard Smith later noted, the Kommandozierat represented a fundamental difference in philosophy. The Germans understood early that modern air warfare required the pilot to be a tactician, not a flight engineer. We eventually learned that lesson, but we learned it the hard way. The 190 didn't stop evolving. Late in the war, the FW-190D-9, the long-nosed Dora, appeared. Powered by a Jumo inline engine, it was regarded by many Allied pilots as the finest piston engine fighter of the entire war. American ace Lt.
Kulakshio.
John Meyer of the 352nd Fighter Group, who tangled with Doris over Germany in 1945, put it bluntly, the Dora was fast, lethal, and flown by desperate professionals. You didn't make mistakes against them. By V-Day, over 20,000 FW-190s had been built. They fought from the scorching sands of North Africa to the frozen Russian front. And what of Master Sergeant O'Malley? The insights gained at Wright Field didn't disappear. The principles of the Kommandozierat, the idea of single-lever engine control, became the holy grail for post-war aviation. The BMW 801 wasn't beaten by superior technology alone. It was beaten by overwhelmed logistics, fuel shortages, and the overwhelming numbers of American industry. Sometimes, the best tech doesn't win the war, but it always dictates how the next war will be fought. The legacy of that mechanical brain lives on. Look at the cockpit of an F-15 Eagle or an F-35 Lightning II today. Does the pilot manually adjust fuel mixture?
No.
They fly the mission. The computer flies the engine. BMW's engineers knew it in 1939. The USAF learned it at Wright Field in 1943. And aviation never looked back. What do you think? Was the FW-190 the most technologically advanced fighter of the war, or just the most user-friendly? Leave your thoughts below, and make sure to subscribe. We bring you the verified technical history that textbooks leave out. Hit that bell icon because World War II was won by grit, but it was